let's set the stage. Two of comics' most intriguing hero duos, Hawk and Dove and Cloak and Dagger. Both sets are built on contrast. Both sets are built on partnership. But which one is the better duo? To answer that, let's look at where they started. First, Hawk and Dove. Created in 1968 by Steve Ditko and Steve Skeets. The names say it all. Hawk, the voice of aggression and action. Dove, the voice of reason and peace. The original pair, Hank Hall and his brother Don, were literally embodiments of the two sides of the political coin in America's late 60s turbulence. Later, after Don's death, the mantle of Dove passed on to Don Granger, introducing a new dynamic one, balancing not just rage and reason, but masculine and feminine perspectives as well. They didn't have traditional superpowers, at least at first. When danger called, the mysterious lords of chaos and order would transform them, augmenting their strength, stamina, and agility. Hawk became nearly invulnerable, a living force of aggression. Dove, meanwhile, was an avatar of caution and empathy, able to sense danger and often diffuse it before fists had to fly. Together, they could handle threats they'd never survive alone. They were defined by the tension between their philosophies. The key word is balance. Now, to Cloak and Dagger. Debuting in 1982 under Bill Mantlo and Ed Hannigan, they're more contemporary, more urban. Cloak is Tyrone Johnson, a quiet, introverted young man, and Dagger is Tandy Bowen, a runaway from the suburbs. Their powers emerged after they were subjected to experimental drugs. Cloak can envelop people in living darkness, teleport, and sense fear. Dagger wields a power of light, hurling daggers of energy and healing others with her touch. Where Hawk and Dove are built around the balance of war and peace, Cloak and Dagger are forged in trauma and survival. Their partnership is about dependence, not arrogance and ideology, but need. Cloak is haunted by a gnawing hunger for light, soothed only by Dagger's presence. She, in turn, finds purpose and stability through their bond. Without each other, both would spiral. They battle literal shadow and light against crime, addiction, and the city itself. So, which pair is better? First, in terms of power. Hawk and Dove, especially in their later iterations, have punched at the level of small-time superheroes and even challenged beings like Eclipso and the Teen Titans. Their powers come and go, fluctuating with the whims of cosmic overseers. If Hawk loses control, he's a liability. If Dove isn't present, Hawk is quick to slip into self-destruction. On the battlefield, their synergy is potent, but it's also fragile. Cloak and Dagger, on the other hand, have more consistent abilities. Cloak's darkness can teleport across vast distances, swallow foes whole, and even offer safe haven for allies. Dagger's light not only counters Cloak's darkness, but also saves innocence from being consumed. Their powers are a perfect complement each. Literally, cannot function without the other. There is a dependency, yes, but it forms a mutually reinforcing partnership, not just a check on bad habits. Philosophically, Hawk and Dove have an edge in the classic sense. Every battle is an argument. Do we act or hold back? Is violence ever the answer? Their missions are less about external threats and more about inner demons, and their storylines have wrestled with ethics, ideology, and loss. But sometimes these stories can stumble, falling into repetition. Hawk acts, Dove disapproves, repeat. Daga. Cloak and Dagger, though, are rooted in the human experience. They're not ideologues, they're survivors. Their biggest foes aren't cosmic beings, but drugs, corruption, trafficking. They find their meaning in helping people who the bigger heroes overlook. When they fight, it isn't to prove a point. It's to save someone, or themselves, or each other. Their relationship is never simple. Love, dependence, hope, addictions. Sometimes they're a couple, sometimes they're just partners. But always, they are necessary to each other's survival. Let's talk legacy. Hawk and Dove have been around longer, and their influence ripples out in DC Donies. Death at the hands of the Anti-Monitor is as famous an ending as they come. Their costume design is timeless, bright against DC's darker palette. They've worked with countless teams, and even featured in the Titans TV show. Cloak and Dagger, meanwhile, have inspired generations of readers, especially those who see themselves in the shadows, in the struggle. Their 80 stories tackled real grit and pain, and even led to their own television series in 2018, reaching new fans. For a duo whose powers work best only together, their legacy is about more than just heroics. It's about empathy, vulnerability, and healing. So, who's the better duo? The answer depends on what you value. If you admire classic debates about justice, action, and restraint, you crave heroes who bridge opposing ideologies. Hawk and Dove are your champions. If you want complex human stories of reliance and resilience, where partnership means survival, Cloak and Dagger win out. But perhaps there's no need to choose. After all, the best duos aren't about erasing difference, but about harnessing it, making each other more whole. In the end, Hawk and Dove and Cloak and Dagger both prove what comics do best: show us how much stronger we are not alone but together.